Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tender. It's a member video, July 22nd, Monday, 2024. Now, we were looking for a bounce in the market. We're getting that bounce, and I'm showing you DIA because it had possibly an impulse move. It doesn't matter if we're just bouncing or we're going to get new highs. It does appear that the structure is not complete. And you'll see we're going to do three names here today. We're going to do a threefer. We have GS, SBUX, SBUX, and CAT, CAT. The first one's Goldman Sachs. So we're going to go through these, and you'll see that there's very similar situations. And so I still think DIA could possibly reach a new high here. It just looks like this whole structure is incomplete. Whether this is a running flat and then all you have left is this portion of the structure left, then I feel like we have one more high. And so with a bounce coming off of this support, this trend line here, I wanted to look for some names to go long while the market is going long as well. So we'd have a little tailwind behind us. And so that's my reasoning for going through this and just checking out some stocks that are trending to the upside. So let's go ahead and go into it. We have DIA. You see what's going on there. Now let's start off with GS. And you can do spreads on here. I did put the trade alerts earlier on the. I posted it on for supporters and for members. So you did get those. It's a little bit more expensive for GS. I think it was almost $7 or so for it, for the trade, but you can definitely do spreads as well if you're trading options. So again, here, very similar. That looks like a possible 1-2 or an AB with an ending diagonal here. It doesn't matter what the structure is. It doesn't matter how we count it. This looked like one complete impulse move. And then we had plenty of sideways chop here for consolidation. Very bullish consolidation there. And so now I do believe that this is possibly into a wave 3. But the whole point is what's happening up here. Okay, so yes, this could be an ending diagonal. This could be a wave 3. But I do just believe that this has more of a move left, and this was the triangle breakdown, fake break, and big move to the upside. So let's visit the 65 and see what we're looking for. So you see we have, after this consolidation area, you see some structure starting to form. Higher low, higher high, higher low. And now this last one was the important take on this, the reason why I took the trade. So this is a possible ABC if we're doing like an ending diagonal or so, or this could be simply an impulse move where this is 1, and I think this is more likely. 1, 2, wave 3 is done, and if you look into the Elliott picture, wave 4, I have it marked down here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you take the bottom of wave 2 to the top of wave 2, and there's a very common 38.2% retracement. And so that's the setup right here. We took this trade. Now we know anything underneath here, 484 to 483 zone, you get underneath there and hold under there, especially daily, then we need to get out of this trade. But nice move off of it so far, but now we have to, in the lower time frames, build that market structure. So we have a first a high, now we got to build a higher low. So price did go down maybe 50% or so. It could come down a little bit more than that to continue higher. And even if you're a bear and saying this is the top, however you want to count it, and this is an impulse move, or even if this is an ending diagonal and we need to come down to the 50% area, then maybe this is just a bounce, but we'll be out of it anyway. Bounce to about the 50-60%, and then another leg down, and then should resume higher after that. So, and that's a likely situation too, because of how we're looking at the market. We're looking at the market having its bounce going into the next probably 2 days, and then having another leg down. So that would kind of match that a little bit more. But like I said, if you're a bull or bear, we're looking for trades that fit both scenarios. So we're looking for at minimum, and let's just go ahead and retrace that whole possible impulse move there. And so minimum, I think we'll visit that 495, just above 495 area to 499. So 495 to 500, we'll say. And with our regular traditional technical analysis, this would be just getting up to that options expected move for the week. And that would be fantastic. That's a great spot to take off profit or leave runners. We'll be out of it entirely because we only have one call in this trade here. Very good. Let's go over to the SBUX. Now, SBUX is kind of a different situation. I think SBUX is a potential if you have a separate IRA, if you have a dividend portfolio or so. I think SBUX is where that belongs, and we are trading this with options, but it's giving you a 3% yield so far. It hasn't done that in a long time, and that is a kind of a win-win situation at these levels. And I'll do this one a little bit different. Let's look top down, so you can see on the monthly time frame, SBUX is at a big support area here, and there's another one right below it. So if you're looking for this for the long run, then you have plenty of support underneath you. Yes, this does look like some sort of head and shoulders. So if we start to break down from there, head and shoulders rarely ever work in a bull market, but if you're looking to stay into this one, you're going to get paid while you wait. So SBUX is a really good product to be in. It's in the Dow. You're getting paid 3%. If it comes down to the next support here, which would be a bow and arrow support, then that would would raise your dividend yield as price goes down. And so you'll get that kind of cushion to get paid each quarter in order to hold this stock. Okay, and now if on the short term, you can look at this as somewhat of a triangle as well. But in the short term, I know we're still on the monthly. If you're looking at this, maybe holding as a triangle, that could be another just way to look at it. And maybe we're just getting a bounce here and closing the gap, but we'll be well out of it anyway at that point. So this is a kind of a win-win situation. Again, the bulls and the bears getting this nice wick on the monthly. Let's not spend too much time on that time frame because we're really just trading this for the short term. So here's the weekly. We're at support. Got the nice wick off here last week. So far an inside week, and it's in a bearish posture, meaning that it's underneath the 8 EMA and all the other moving averages. But we're looking for a bounce play for the bulls and the bears. And overall, I think this possibly could be a very bullish setup, but we're not going to play that necessarily. So this could be an impulse move, and we're just getting a deep retracement, and we're getting a nice positive divergence here. We made a new low, and so making a new low here, we're going to in a higher low overall. We're going to start to look for bullish structure in this move here. So you have the low here, you have a possible, if it's a correction, then this is a possible 3-wave move for an A, and then we might have some more downside. But if this continues to move up, which, like I said, it's in a bullish posture on the daily time frame, we're above the 8, 20, and we're fighting with the 50 right now. But this thing could start to bounce with the market and DIA behind its back and run into earnings there. And of course, we're not going to play into earnings. That's just too risky. No need to take that risk. We can get paid just about every single day of trade setups. So no need to gamble on that. We're getting an inside day. So I could see this getting an inside day up. And on the 65, this is more of what I'm looking at. Here, you could see that this is possibly an A, so a 3-wave move up, but I was actually looking at this as a 1-2, 1-2 setup. So if you go to our Elliott wave board, here's our setup, a 1-2, and then a 1-2 into the 62%, or, there's many ways you can count. A, B, and maybe this would be triangle, and then you have your impulse correction, and you're looking for a 3, 4, 5 wave up. So that's the setup. You have a couple bullish looks to it. And then the most bearish situation in my mind is that this is an entire A, and this really should correct another leg down. So again, it's possible that with the market, maybe we get some more upside into a 50-60% retracement, which will be out of the trade by then. And then we get some more downside with the market being bearish. And we get that next setup that I was talking about, where this is an entire A structure and we get some sort of B and this isn't the right retracements. You have to retrace from the bottom then. And then from the bottom to the top, you'd be looking for probably that 62% retracement into that volume node, which is the about 75 price range. Okay, that's what I have there for that setup. And then CAT we're also in as well, and we're only going to go through the daily and the 65-minute. So the daily trend is our friend. We're back at support here. So again, this is sort of the structure. It's just higher highs and higher lows, and it looks like price is now starting to impulse move up. So in my mind, this is a 1-2, 1-2, and this is a wave 3 and wave 4, and we could be, if this is an A, B, this could be working on one more high here, but I can imagine that there's 2 more highs coming up. And one way to count this is let's go to the 65, maybe Elliott wave. Okay, so let's go to, one way to count this is possibly making this into a ending diagonal for this entire move here. And so you have 3-wave moves up for 1. So this would be a 3-wave move, A, B, C for wave 1. And then just bear with me for a second. And then a 3-wave move for a 2. And so we retrace this entire move 50% already. That could be it if it's bullish enough and we're going into wave 3. Or, like I said from before, maybe we get a move to the upside. If the Dow continues to move higher, even while the market corrects, I mean, that's always a possibility for flight to safety. So it doesn't have to do this. These Dow components can continue to move higher and start to break out, even with market pressure to the downside, just to balance out the market, because tech is going to be, remember what I said yesterday, tech, if it starts to just crash the market and the market falls behind, IWM and DIA possibly could try to hold the market up. So it doesn't have to get a lower low at this point, but just keep that scenario possible. But we're getting a nice push off of here in the daily time frame off the 50%. And it would be very typical for a 1 3-way move down, for 2, for 3, 4, and a 5, where there's overlapping. They're all made of wave 3 waves, and then wave 4 should overlap a wave 1. So we'll see how that works out. It doesn't have to, but that's what we're looking for. So that's our move there. We have, a little bit of bullish momentum going on here and cooling off a bit to the 50%. And this, this can continue higher, and maybe on the daily time frame, it finally starts to get some divergence, very much like this, as price moves up and makes new highs here. Okay. So that's it, you guys. These are our trade setups for today and going on to the next couple days. Probably won't hold on to these very long. But this might have, I don't know what the yield is, not great on here, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining me. See you in the next video.